What's good, everybody? Welcome to Talk Rice to Me. I'm Jesse Chan.
I'm Juliana Choe.
I'm Christian Trozado.
I'm Vivian Nguyen.
I'm Jay Chan.
Okay. Thank you guys for coming back. Today we have a interesting topic we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about them DM games.
It go down in the DM. It go down.
Specifically, what we're going to talk about today, we're going to address the ladies, Mrs. Viv and Miss Juliana. What is some of the craziest DMs?
Oh, we're straight into it.
We're going to go straight into it. We're going to go straight into it. What are some of the craziest DMs you guys have ever gotten as a woman? Because, come on. You women got like that.
So we're gonna be like, I want your bath water or something like that.
Actually, like any app you can think of, I've probably been slid on. Like, I think even Facebook Marketplace, this guy slid. I was trying to sell shoes, and this guy goes, "If you wear them for a few days, can I pay more for it?" And I'm just like, I just want to sell my shoes.
Do you want them?
No.
You should have just like said, all right, and just like sold to him 5 days later, and not even warn him.
I didn't think I'm too nice. I was too grossed out. I was too grossed out.
Girl, you trying to get the bag.
When you responded, I wouldn't have responded.
No, I didn't respond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
I was
you
just
did,
like,
you did it or you did?
No, I was too grossed out, so I just left it.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
That's why.
That's a come up right there.
So it's not, that was Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah.
What kind of shoes were they?
Just like my old like ballet shoes.
Ballet.
Like ballet
shoes?
flat shoes for like work and stuff.
Wait,
They're called like ballet shoes.
Yeah, like
for flats
Okay,
for
okay.
work. Yeah.
Okay.
you know ballet? Like, you know the whole...
Not that ballet, like going to work type of shoes.
Oh.
Like flat shoes. Yeah. Like flat dressy shoes.
I thought
bad.
I thought you meant
No.
like ballet, like,
This guy's
you
doing-
like legit did the ballet, like the whole...
No.
She's plying across the work floor like this.
No.
It's blood, sweat, and tears in those.
Yep. What about you, Juliana?
Okay, so mine have only ever been like, I feel like Instagram and I think like on the dating apps and stuff too, but I always screenshot them because I send them to my like best friends and they're just like... So I have them like I went back and favorited them and I just have like some crazy ones. But
I remember one now.
most of them are like your like the same thing, like, you know, like the sugar baby situation, like that's normal, right? Like a lot of people get that.
No, what's that? What do you mean? Explain that.
Oh,
Sugar
like
daddy.
yeah, when they're like, I'd like you to be my sugar baby, just letting you know my intention in case you will be interested. They just like, you know, they're like, oh, do you need a sugar daddy? But mostly those are like bots and stuff. So like, you know, females like always get those. But I've gotten some really like crazy ones, I feel like. And I just pulled up 2 that were just sugar daddies. But this one wasn't a DM. It was like a comment on a picture. It was like one of the pictures when we went to Vegas all together last year. So it was like even like just a group of people. But I'm gonna read it to you because it's funny. I want to read the username because that probably isn't a real person and it's such a weird username. Do you want me to read the username? Okay. The username is Bad Mr. Frosty 85. He goes. And actually, this is kind of weird, but I guess he was trying to be flattering. But he goes, "You're so hot, you could melt the homes of polar bears. But I know you wouldn't do that. And even if you did, the polar bears would understand." That last part was not true. They'd be really pissed, and you do not want to piss off a polar bear. They would eat you, so stay away from polar bear homes. I was like, is this real? Like... It was kind of fitting because Mr. Frosty and talking about polar bears, but I had to screenshot it and I like immediately sent it like to, you know, my best friends because we laugh about shit that y'all do, men.
That is funny.
I get like wild, like just across the board, wild ones, stuff like cliche stuff like that. I think the one I got was I was tagged on a story of a selfie of this guy shirtless, and then I showed you it. And then it was the eggplant emoji placed strategically, and it had my name tag. And it was like, I don't know this guy, and he just like a random follower. And then I think you were tagged too for some reason, because I guess it pops up with like, if he follows me, and then it'll pop up other girl like suggested girls.
Yeah.
Because you got tagged too, and then you saw it, and then you showed it to me.
Oh, okay. I think I remember this because I was like, who the hell is this?
And I was like,
in the
God.
same message or separate?
Separate story.
Oh, okay, yeah. He was like posting a bunch of girls.
He was wild.
Yeah. That one was
Is
weird.
he real? Is he a real guy?
I don't know. Maybe just a creepy.
I got another one.
It's very interesting.
I got another one. This one was recent, last year, 2021. Hey, not to be creepy, just being honest. Damn, girl, your ass is so fat. Oh my God, I'm in love with your booty. You should not be single. But don't worry, I'm not trying to ask you out. I'm just speaking the truth, and it sets me free. Your booty is so beautiful. You are a fine person inside and out. Okay, that's all. Have a blessed day. I'm sure God loves you. I'm like, oh,
He had to put a little God in the end.
thank you, Lord.
Bless you.
Thank you. And the funniest though are the ones like from like the dating apps that like keep sending like the message over and over. Like I don't even know how this person even
you matched them.
No,
though,
I don't
no?
think so. Like,
I
or maybe I
mean-
did. I don't know. But you know, back then I used
That means
to.
you matched.
No, back then I used to Tinder roulette and just like keep swiping and like.
Oh,
You know,
you actually
just
did that?
see-
Like, just keep
Oh
going?
yeah, I mean, I just swipe and you don't have to like respond. I did that a lot on Bumble too, but you just like swipe and then you know you get a bunch of matches, but like you don't have to like respond to them.
Dude, when we first got out of college, someone that we know, I'm not gonna say his name, he don't beat my ass if I said his name. When we were in new cities, we did that as like a joke. And then it would, like when you go to a new city, they would do it. And like, it was never good. It was never good. It was only on Tinder too, because all the other apps, you're just like, nah. But Tinder is just like a free for all. There's like,
Yeah, I mean that's like the OG of dating apps.
there's some different people
But
on
I feel
Tinder.
like the dating apps are like the best in like other cities, like
Yes.
where you're not from.
Yes.
I feel that way.
Yes.
Because
When
I mean, like I have a Hinge and I had like Bumble and Tinder and stuff, but I never use them here because
What do you have your location set to?
ew. Oh my God. Okay, so last year after I came back from LA, I left it there for like 3 months, and like I kept matching with people and like. They were like, oh, like, you know, where do you live? I'm like, oh, you know, funny story. I don't live there. And it would just be so weird. And I would just be like, it would be like 3 months past. So then I would just be like, oh, you know, like, I forgot to change my location, you know. And they'll be like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. And then, like, eventually it would just stop. But out of town matches are probably the best.
You didn't meet no cool people while you were matched up in LA that we were like, oh, maybe I'll fly out again, link up with them or something? You never thought about that?
I met somebody. Yeah, I met someone.
So you got a match with them. You were like, oh, this guy's cute. I'll fly out.
So Christian knows, but I matched with someone, and then like when I was out there last year, and then I met him in May, in Atlanta, but it's dead and gone now. Right?
Is it?
It is.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Wait, I have a question. So
What?
he's from LA. Y'all just met in Atlanta.
Yeah. He had something for work, so I just like met him out there.
Work. Okay.
No, he had work.
I'm kidding.
I didn't have work.
Put in that work.
It was Memorial Day.
It's more convenient to go on the East Coast.
Yeah. It was a
Like
quick
when he
flight.
was there, you're like, you don't gotta go to work.
Wait. So when you guys are like matching, you guys are chatting. Do you tell them straight up that like, oh, I'm not? Do you?
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I'm no liar. I tell the truth. Like, so I just like, I would just say like, you know, I live here, and then like I just like didn't change my location back because I didn't. But I didn't. It's not that I forgot.
I
just
didn't know you can
want
change
to.
your location.
On
I
Hinge,
thought the
yeah.
only
Yeah, on
time
Hinge you
was
can.
like COVID. Because
No,
I was
Hinge you
checking
can,
around.
and
like,
now like Tinder and Bumble and stuff you can too.
oh,
Wait, really?
interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a
Wait.
paid feature.
No, wait, are you on all the social dating apps?
No, I used to be on Tinder and Bumble, and then I like deleted those because you know I feel like Hinge is
Tinder's for the
it's not
streets.
the best. 'Cause,
Tinder's terrible.
yeah, for
I
the streets.
I
for sure.
I used that shit since I was like 21, 22. That is bad.
Oh yeah. But it's like the OG, right? So
Yeah.
it's just like the easiest. I feel like it's the most like user friendly.
They got dating apps for teenagers now.
Oh God.
Shit's gross.
They legit have a dating app for everything. So which one is the one that you use now?
I mean, I have Hinge, but I had the profile paused for like a really long time.
Is it the quality of guys on Hinge that is more appealing versus the other ones? What's the difference? I have an opinion on Hinge.
Oh,
You-
you
you
do?
can go
Okay, I would
first.
love to hear it. Versus, so I just feel like Tinder is like back then it was like what Jay was saying, like it's just like so for the streets, like it's definitely hookup culture, right? But I mean, there has been so many like success stories with it from when it first began, because like the purpose of it was a dating app. Ultimately, it was the culture of sick, horny people that made it made Tinder be looked at for the streets. But like why I kept Hinge versus like Tinder and Bumble. Well, I removed Tinder because of like the culture behind it, and it's just like I feel like I swiped through every person in this area, and I just like wasn't having it anymore. And then Bumble I deleted because like I ain't messaging you first, period. And then
why not? What if he's so
It's hard
freaking
coming
cute?
up with
if
stuff.
he's like really like catching my eyes, then yes, but
Has
we
that
didn't
ever
get to that level.
You know, all you have to do to a guy on Bumble is literally say hi,
I
and they're
know.
gonna respond.
You know, some
That's how
dating
bad it was.
profiles
I didn't wanna
will
say
literally
hi.
put a disclaimer saying if a girl just says hi, we're unmatching.
That's
Really?
fine.
Yeah,
Just keep it
I've
moving.
seen guys that put that disclaimer
Oh,
on
I've
the
seen
profile.
that too. Yeah.
Wait, wait. Do you? So you never ever initiate on Bumble either?
I think I would say something like hi, like oh, or like talk, like use their picture and like talk about something like oh, like
Creative.
of travel. Like I try to keep it like creative
Okay. So then
because knowing me, I'm gonna say something
Oh
like
Lord, girl,
something
you gonna
like
say something.
so you say so if he's cute enough, you will say something.
Yeah, I feel like if he's like, I mean, like because these dating apps, they make a person shallow. Like you don't have a choice but to be shallow. Like, what if someone's like, I like
That's all you base it off of.
Yeah, like I
the
mean,
picture.
really, is what it is, right? So I mean, yes, if they're like attractive enough, then like to me, right? Like not, it doesn't matter about like just in general if he's like a good-looking person. If I find that person attractive, just like judging by their like photos, but I don't really like the photos that it's like just their face. Like I want to see like. I would like a atmosphere, like
A
an
vibe,
environment.
a
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah. Let me see your fit. I need to see your shoes.
It has to be the
important.
whole body pic.
No, I mean it doesn't have to be, but like maybe put one selfie in there, put one group of like you and your homies, and then put one with your dog or with your mom or something. Like I want a variety of photos.
Dog.
Don't just
What?
do like your just your face or like pictures that like someone's taken of you. Like I don't want just those. Like I feel like you have to have like a mix of like.
I mean, it shows like you're like a well-rounded person. You're
Yeah.
a normal person. You
Yeah.
have friends. You're social.
Exactly.
Stuff like
Yeah.
Exactly.
Someone
exactly.
said that that's like what you just written all out there. Like, yeah, that's like the key to a good profile for a guy.
Oh, for sure,
They'll be
yeah.
like, oh, you gotta have one headshot, but don't make it like a model headshot. Like you go and get
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
LinkedIn headshot.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, then you can have like, don't put a picture with your boys until like the third pick down. They're like the second pick, make sure you're like outside, like you're doing an activity. Maybe you're like, he goes, as long as you're not in the club like popping double bottles, but you're like,
Oh, yeah.
on a jet ski or
That's
something
a
cool.
definite
Like,
no.
yeah, he's like,
Okay.
you gotta be doing something cool like that. Because the number 3, okay, you can put a pic with your boys. Because the number like 4 or 5, you can put a picture with like your mom or your grandma or like a dog. And I was like, wow, this is like straight scheming up in here. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's gonna work, but I think
Yeah.
like that's like a well-rounded profile.
I will admit though, when it comes to my like dating profile, I have a lot of good pictures of me and my friends on there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I have a reason for that, and it's that
that. So you're tall.
no, it's not, no,
they'll figure out which one is you.
no, that's not it. Okay, no, the reason why is because y'all know how this area is. Everybody knows everybody. I'm trying to avoid situations where like I go on a date with the girl and I found out later that like she's like one of my boys has been through that.
Yeah,
And then I'm
yeah.
like, oh, well, I just wasted my time here. What am I
know,
even
that's
doing here?
awful.
And because that's happened to me before, where I've gone on a date with like, I've been like 2 or 3 times. I went on a date with a girl, then later I found out that like she will tell me, be like, oh yeah, by the way, we should stop this because I hooked up with one of your friends. That's happened to me like 2 or 3 times already. Damn. I'm like, you could have told me that before the first date, and we could have been like, we could have completely avoided
You
that.
could have messaged that to me first.
That
Yeah.
has not happened to me yet. Knock on wood.
That's happened to me like 2 or 3 times. Like literally, like I remember I went to like a show. This actually the most recent time was almost exactly a year ago, and I was with Chris Nguyen, all right, with VCU Chris,
Yeah.
and I was with him. We were just chilling. Talked to this chick, got her number, texted her, and not really, just like some casual talk. Hey, let's hang out sometime, right?
Yeah.
Go, and then we go get some dinner, and then it was good. Cool girl, nothing wrong with her. A couple like days later, chat a little bit, and she came out of nowhere because, hey, listen, I think we should not like stop
Continue,
this.
yeah.
Not continue because I hooked up with one of your boys before, and I'm like, wait, what? I was like, why didn't you tell me this like off rip? Like I wouldn't have to like cared, and I just be like, that's cool. You just don't have to do all this. But then I was like, now you just wasted like a week and a half of my time.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm like, and then see, I don't care, but I asked her, I was like, you might tell me who it is?
Shit! Did she tell you?
No, she didn't tell me.
Dang.
I mean, like, I don't
Yeah,
care.
I wouldn't have either.
I did like a process of elimination. I was like, who could it be? And I was like, realized I was like, oh, it was probably this guy. It was two people that I texted them. And I was like, it could have only been two people. And so I texted both of them, and then I got the answer.
Oh, nice.
But I will say though, so the whole reason why I put my boys in my pictures when I go, like Christian's on one of my pictures.
Oh, which one?
My last picture, I have Christian in my dating profile, and the only reason for that is because it was a good picture. It's a good picture right there, and it's like one of those city vibes. I got the city in the back and everything.
Okay.
Oh, the LA one?
Yeah, and because Nia's in there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I want to make sure everybody knows that Nia's my boy, so I don't like, so like
Strategizing.
Exactly. So every single one of my pictures, like all the guys in there, are people that I know can like pull. Not okay, are good looking guys. I think all my friends are good looking. Right?
Yeah.
And so I'm just trying to eliminate the type of situation in general by putting boys in my pictures, profiles. And it shows that you're sociable.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it shows that you're social. You got friends, you ain't a weirdo. And like I said, the main thing, just avoid that situation.
Yeah. But I don't think I answered your question. Sorry. Hinge, I probably like the best because I have to do the least work. So on Hinge, you pull up your thing and it shows you like if people like you. And so I just do like
Oh, that's true.
periodically I'll go. Have you seen the interface of Hinge? I was
Yeah,
gonna
I've
show
used it
you.
before.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, but yeah, so I like Hinge because I just can go through that and then I'm like, all right, I'm done for the day because I don't like spend my time on these things, right? Like
Truth.
you don't want to.
Truth. Let me ask you, what's the best way when someone
Wait. Before you get that, I want to ask that what's the best, she put her opinion on what's the best way to frame your profile to get the most likes. What is your opinion on take on that? How should a guy basically lay out his profile to get, I guess, to maximize his potential?
I would kind of agree, somebody well-rounded, not obnoxiously having the same picture. And everyone, it's like, I could see he's like well-polished, or it's like, I think a lot of profiles I've seen, it's a lot of like, they have like a professional picture and then like a traveling one and like a hobby one and then like just something random or like with their pet. So I mean, I haven't had many success on it, but I'll appreciate those kind of profiles, but I wouldn't necessarily like swipe right.
So pets is the big one that I'm hearing.
dogs, bro.
I've definitely
yeah.
seen some
Dogs.
profiles where I'm like, oh, like he's not cute, but the puppy is cute. Like, and he's definitely using his
X.
puppy.
The dogs.
Like hit the X.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your question?
I was gonna say, what is out of all these, like you guys use all these dating apps, or Instagram is technically a dating app. What is actually the best way for someone to actually get a response in the DMs? What is something that someone actually used and you actually responded? Was it just like, hey, what's up? You were like, oh, what's up?
I think so. I don't really like have too many people DM me that I'm like, oh yeah, let me respond.
Wait,
Damn.
I heard something on the radio, and it was like, compared to guys, like a guy will have maybe several matches, but if girls have hundreds a day, is that true? Like y'all have like too
Yeah.
many to even like look at. Like
Not
sometimes thousands.
Yeah, no, I don't find that very accurate.
Go
Hundreds.
look.
I think let me check. So, like, I think right now I have 9. I think the last time I checked was maybe like a week ago. But I think the ratio is there though. Like, yeah, like 1 to maybe like 10 or 15. But like when you change that out of town, oh, you don't even see the number. It's like 50 plus
Right.
for me.
Really?
And like,
That's what I'm saying.
and I was like thinking about this honestly, and like I don't think like I'm like the most like gorgeous person on the planet. You know, like I feel
You're
like
so humble. You're so humble.
I feel like I like look decent. You know, like I don't think I'm like super pretty, but I don't think I'm like ass, right? But when I go out of town, that number be skyrocketing. But like on the regular, I think because like I like live around here, my profile is probably like lingered around. Like it's not like that much, but I think the accuracy of the statement might be true, but not like the numbers necessarily. But I feel
I
like
can't say for dating apps because I just stopped using them because I feel like you get a lot of bots, catfish.
oh yeah,
And then I just don't have the time to like scroll through. So
Yeah.
I think Instagram I get like probably a lot more, but it's your main inbox, which is like people you follow back. That's like mostly my friends. But then you have the message requests, and then there's another inbox within that message
hidden
request.
request.
Oh,
The hidden
yeah.
request. So a lot of times I think I had one guy comment, you should check your upper right hand inbox. And I was like, what? And I was like, whatever. And I'm like going back replying to my friends, and I'm like, upper right hand inbox. And I'm like, message request. I'm like, And I like click on it, and he's like in my DM, and I'm just like, but I think he was like
Thanks for
some
letting me know.
foreign person. I don't know.
What did he say?
I think it was just like, I think, can I ask you like a question? And
Oh, yeah.
it was like one of those like polar bear.
oh yeah, they're like,
like I get a lot.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And then hidden requests.
That's what I'm telling
hidden
you guys.
requests. It's like a whole nother like.
Dude, that doesn't stop. Holy
Do you?
But it's a lot of like cringe ones or ones that are like very creepy random people that I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Like these are the kind of people that's why if I'm posting a story, I don't post right away or I don't post my location because I'm like I'm not trying to.
oh, I
like,
never
like
post
safety
my
wise for
location.
sure.
You don't?
Smart.
Yeah.
Like if I'm eating somewhere, people usually will have to message me, be like, "Oh, where are you eating?" Like,
Yeah.
unless I'm like out of town, of course, and I'll like post it. But I'll wait to post if I'm gonna put the location. I also don't like the aesthetic of the location button.
But, like, what's the probability of a guy sliding in your DMs and it actually goes somewhere?
I've actually had somebody. I was out like a bar, like a public setting, and I checked my DMs later, and he was like, "Hey, like I think I saw you." I've had like like a handful of those, like oh, like I think I saw you, I follow you, and I've had like probably a couple guys come up, like oh, like are you like so and so this person on Instagram? And I've had 2 stories where I was like genuinely friendly. I'm like, oh yeah, like hi, like nice to meet you in person. And then one guy like I didn't want to talk to because I was with like another person, so I was just like no. And then he was like, oh, like are you Vivian? And I was like trying to play it off like no, it's like my sister. And he's like, oh, like are you OV on Instagram? And I was like,
So in general, sliding in a girl's DMs doesn't work. That's what I'm hearing.
Wait,
There's-
can you read us the 3 most recent? I want to hear the
in
3
the hidden
most,
requests or the
it
DM.
doesn't matter. I want to hear your
Wait,
3 most recent ones.
What's the difference between hidden and message
I
request?
think hidden is more like if it's anything spam related, Instagram will kind of like filter
Okay.
it like on their own.
Yeah.
I think it also goes that like if you have mutuals, it goes into request, but if it's like completely nobody, it goes into hidden because like they see it as spam or something like that.
Okay, that's definitely those are called pretty good problems for
Yeah,
sure.
or I think like message requests, it's more like people replying back to your stories versus hidden requests. They're just like randomly messaging you like, hey, what's up? Or that's my patterns. Yeah.
What's the go ahead for the most recent 3?
Okay, recent 3 was 2 days ago. He hearted my story and was like, you're so pretty, let's go out for drinks sometime. Like, I don't know this guy. Another person, can we meet at a restaurant sometime? I follow you. I have not had any luck since. And then I think one person was like, I've been following you since like 2012. I'm like, look, this person's like, you were in my dream last night. Would you like to go out with me? It is just,
I have this one. I don't have as many because I feel like mine like recycle after like 30 days. But I have some like there is like this one guy who just has responded to like
Everything?
every single thing.
the persistence.
So mine go away. So I guess that's a good thing. So I don't
yeah,
have to
they
look at
expire
it.
after like a certain.
Oh yeah. But then like I have one that like
Dang!
I have a lot of those.
Yo, he
2021 last year, I guess. That's
Yo, holy shit, love with you.
Like if
This
you
one's-
add a screen share feature for this little podcast,
Oh,
I got it all.
It'll be
Oh my
loaded.
I got it
God.
all.
But I don't know. They're just so weird. Yeah, the ones on your head are usually those like fake, like I think they're like Chinese people.
Yeah, why you gotta be Chinese
They're-
though? What the fuck?
I
look
noticed
Chinese.
that I've gotten a lot of international.
This one is like,
guys.
"Hello, elegant lady. May I ask you a question?"
Yeah, they always
Like,
start off like that.
what?
So that doesn't work. So calling someone an elegant lady does not work.
No, that doesn't work.
I appreciate the comment, but I wouldn't like.
So the question is, what would it take for a guy to actually like get answered by a DM?
Okay, so you should only DM me if. Okay, my thing is. This is what I do when I want someone's attention on the Instagram.
Oh, this is one of the questions I had too.
So like so like Vivian's right, like Instagram is a great tool for like it's like the dating apps like elevated, right? Because you get to see their story and like their grid is really, you know, like hopefully aesthetically laid out nicely with like all the picture options that we were telling you guys about. But so if usually like that's another thing. I don't follow anybody first. That's like my rule. I just like don't follow anyone
I don't think
first.
about. I don't think about those things.
Because like only because like I don't really care to follow anybody. Like if they follow me, then like obviously, and I know them, then I will reciprocate. But I'll only follow someone back obviously if I've met them, like hand shooken, exchanged names, like met somebody. But there has been times where I've followed guys that I've seen like on Instagram because I like their like aesthetic or whatever. And the way that I get their attention, or sometimes I'll do this first to see if I can like gauge their like interest towards, you know, me. But I'll just go in and I'll like a picture.
Okay,
And
just
if I
one?
don't, yeah, one or two, or you know, depending on, you know, some guys have like freaking 12 photos, but like, I'll do that and then I'll follow. But like, if there's someone around here, like I usually, and they have like a lot of mutuals and a lot of mutuals that I know, then I won't follow them at all. I was just like, I'll like their picture. Cause you know, on your popular page, it's like a bunch of random people that like you might know that they just like pop up there. So I'll like one of their pictures, one or two, or maybe three, depending on their like grid photo sizes. But I'll do that, and then like then you can gauge like, okay, I liked your picture, because I don't go randomly to people's Instagrams to like I'm Jesse. I'm not going to your Instagram to like one of your pictures from 2012. Okay.
Facts.
So
I've done it
like
on
if
accident, and I'm like,
So if I like your photo, then I feel like you should like you're allowed to DM me.
You're politicking.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's called IG politics.
IG politicking. Yeah.
You never heard
I've
of that?
never heard of that.
So one of my boys actually taught me this. I had no idea what this was until like 5 years ago.
Yeah, didn't you actually tried it?
I did try it a couple times. I did try it a couple times. But basically, what you're talking about with this is called like IG politics, where like as a guy or as a girl, like I guess for you, you don't follow the guy.
Oh, this is in general. Period. I don't follow anybody.
Yeah. So
First.
so you just hit him with the like, but like for
Oh,
a
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Like if I was interested in you and we just met, I was like, oh, Juliana, she tight. You know, I'm trying to get to know her. I'll hit you with the follow. Then I'll hit down like 2 or 3 of your photos.
No. You hit them with the follow. You wait for the follow back.
Okay.
And then you like a couple of their photos.
Because you got to pop back up
Yeah,
on
you-
their feed.
yeah, you go back and
Or
forth,
on
back
their
and forth.
Activity.
Wait, I don't know. I always do the hit them with the follow, and then I like 2 of the most recent pictures. Or if I think they said that you can do 3 if you really try and get their attention.
I did not know that. What the
Or something
heck?
like that. But I usually do like 2.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like the 2 most recent hit with the follow, and then I give it like a week. And if they followed you back, then it's like, oh, she interested. And that's when I guess Jay's basically said that you wait till they post like a picture or something or like a story, then you reply to the story or
Oh,
something like that.
little hard eye.
And then you
No,
slide.
no,
You slide. Or you
you slide in.
You slide into
Okay.
the story, or you respond to like a story or whatnot.
Dude, people
Yeah.
make Instagram made it even easier. They have the statuses now, so you can even respond to people's statuses. I haven't done either in a long time, but
It's called the notes.
the
thing.
notes, yeah, people respond to
Okay.
people's notes.
Related but unrelated, I'm like actually annoyed because I don't have the option on my Instagram.
Why don't you just
And I don't
update
care.
shit?
I updated it and I have like the 14, so I'm not sure what's going on, but
I don't know.
anyways.
Maybe it's like a
I
setting.
will admit though, in trying to IG politics, I've never succeeded.
Really?
I've never succeeded.
I don't know if I have or
This
haven't.
is the first I've heard.
You never
I,
heard
I
of-
didn't know there was like a
I
pattern.
didn't know that there was like I didn't know there was a terminology for it, or like I'm sure other people do it too.
It's probably
like,
called different things by
Yeah,
different people.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's the only way. Have you done it before?
I never considered it as a tactic. I was just like, if like I'll reciprocate it back if they like my like photo or whatever, but I'll just like one back because I like the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there was someone recently that I was like, oh, like this person looks nice, but I saw that we had like a lot of mutuals, so I didn't follow him first. But I liked one of his pictures, but I kind of did what you would do too, is like I will wait, and if I don't get a like back, then it's deaded.
Yeah.
But I don't like take it like, I'm just kind of like,
Yeah, give it like a week. Give it like a week. Like you
I
back.
don't know. It's too much time now. It's been several weeks. But it's like that way you can gauge, because like the thing is like they want, it's the relevance. Like, like guys, like when they keep coming back, or girls, if they keep popping up and like maybe you've like hooked up with them or something like that, and like they maybe like your picture or like your story randomly, they do it to like maintain relevance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to live rent free in your head.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, like it happens a lot if like you've like, it's more so if like you've hooked up with them in the past, then they'll, they want to gauge your interest still. So they'll like, hit you with a hard eye or something like that. They just want to maintain relevance.
Oh damn! Now I'm like, I be hitting people with hard eyes and fire stuff, but it's nothing like that.
I
Sometimes
don't get a hard eye from you.
I be like just dropping the fire sign if it's like actually something fire.
Yeah, like, I don't really read into it. It's just
Yeah.
like
I
if
be
somebody
reading
posts
stuff.
something
My
like
game-
good,
my-
I'm like, ooh, like
My game is lacking because I've never done that.
Dude, now I'm
Yeah.
like worried. I'm like, dude, I'm not
I
trying to
feel
keep
like-
relevance. I'm
I
just leaving something.
yeah,
here.
like it's like I genuinely like it, or I think it's like fire, or it's like
Yeah.
it's a nice story.
But I feel like, okay, maybe I'm
Then
crazy.
you read it
do
into
you do you guys not like know like how to gauge people's interest or not?
No, I'm pretty oblivious.
yeah, I stopped trying.
I think
It's
okay.
giving Ken. It's
No,
giving
no.
Barbie and Ken. over there.
I think I do, but like I don't go to the extent to find out.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
I get that.
Usually, because usually if it's somebody with like, if we have a whole bunch of mutuals, I will do like the whole. I'll follow you, hit you with a like, and if I don't get nothing, then I don't do anything further.
Yeah.
Usually nothing ever happens.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so I just end it. But I think that usually if I slide to someone's DMs, it's somebody that I already met. So say if I went out to like some type of social event and I met this person, and then I get their IG, like, hey, what's your IG, whatever, exchange it, wait a couple days, then I'll slide in.
Oh, okay.
So you've never just tried to
No,
just swoop into someone's DMs?
no, I've done it maybe a couple of times, but it's never
Yeah, I agree with that. It's never worked for me.
worked.
Yeah, I
I
don't feel
tried
like it
one
works for
time.
guys. So for me, it's happened where like I did my whole thing, like weirdo thing. Like I followed that. I just like followed this guy.
It ain't weird.
He followed me back, and then you do the whole picture like exchange or whatever, and then he or I posted a story, and you kind of like engage with that, right? Like you use those Instagram tools to engage with that person. So I did that, and then like I finally ended up like we went back and forth like talking via DMs, like what do you do, like the whole what you would do on dating apps, right? And then we ended up meeting like in person or something for like drinks, but I mean it wasn't like it obviously. I'm single, so it didn't go anywhere.
Wait, do you actually, you said like, what do you do? This is a kind of an open-ended question, but like when someone's DMing you, do you actually ask them like those deep pressing questions, or you just like openly flirt? Because I feel like the DMs is more like flirting, and then you meet them in person and it's more like, okay, you actually get to know them.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the DMs, like, if I'm using it as like a source of like I'm interested in you, like the purpose of a dating app. Well, even in a dating app, I'm not like, what's your deepest, darkest secret?
I mean, I get that, but I don't even ask you what they do until like I meet them.
Oh, because you want something to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
So I keep it very
like,
open-ended.
I can talk for days, so like I don't need something to talk about. But I think like when you're like just engaging with someone that like you've like not really met before like that, like you have to like build that sense of like security, right? Like, are you going to be comfortable like meeting up with them?
Okay,
So like,
so you have to have that little small talk, basically.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
feel the
So I
person
kind
out.
of have like for me, I kind of have to ask like like, and I'm a very curious person too. So like, I don't think meeting up with them would go dry. So like, I do the whole initial like. I mean, I don't do it. They usually start it first. Like what do you do for work? Like,
Damn.
what area do you live in? And like those.
Okay,
like,
I get
stupid
that part. The
questions.
second one I get, because then you have to set up a place to meet up.
Yeah.
I got
But
you.
it's just kind of like it's those like basic first questions, right? When you're like talking to someone on like a dating app, it's kind of like the same thing. And then when you like meet up in person, obviously you just like you can talk about more stuff. But
What are those basic type of questions? Like,
What both y'all?
yeah. Wait, before we go there, I want to ask Viv, like,
We've been hella silent over here.
yeah, because like,
she's
Thinking.
smiling.
I'm thinking.
I think so she's talking about how like basically how like she's had like gauge guys' interest. What about you? How do you gauge a guy's interest or get like, if you fancy some dude, what you doing?
I would say like the same. Like I don't think I've ever shot my shot because I'm shy. Like I just let them. Like I kind of open it for them to shoot their shot. Like I'll post like a cute picture, or if I'll like kind of engage like a friendly conversation here and there. But I kind of bounce off and reciprocate like what they give me. So it's those things where it's like I've had so many conversations where it's just strictly basic like small talk questions. And I've had mixes of like flirty, and then we bounce off, head off the conversation, and then it does like come full circle to like traveling or like, oh, what do you do for work, or like you slide in like those like basic questions. So it's just.
So you have never initiated it? You have never ever initiate like she says she initiated by hitting with a like. So you've never done that before.
No.
Dang.
No pause.
I like a picture, but
You know what?
I feel like that's so hard to tell.
I like girls
I
like
like
you.
my friends' pictures, but
You're more upfront. I like that. Give me a high five.
I'm
Well,
just
you know,
scared.
the thing is for me is that like I know a lot of people in the area, just like, promoting and stuff like that. It's like if it's someone that like I've not met before, like like maybe like very minimal mutuals, but like literally never seen them like, in my life or whatever, which is really hard to come by around here. Then like and like there's like the if you can gauge like their interest, if there is one or not, like because you can kind of tell, right? Like you can tell if someone's into you, right? Like you guys can tell.
I'm
You
very
can't tell.
oblivious. You have to be straight up to my face.
Like Vivian, I like you.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Probably same for.
That's
Ken
why
over
I'm
there.
still single too.
No,
Like,
no, I have a better handle of it now.
But I like you can gauge it first, and then from there you kind of like take it where it needs to go. But
yeah, that's where like my reciprocating comes in.
I'm not like interested in a lot of people though. Is the problem
Yeah.
because like I feel like I freaking know everybody.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm just very picky.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me because this area, like you said, you know so much people in this area. Do you consider older guys and younger guys?
No.
You would never consider a guy.
They have to be
younger
older.
guy?
If I'm going to like date somebody, then yes, they would have to be older because I just feel like I'm the baby in my family, like all my cousins and like obviously my sisters. So I just feel like I wasn't babied a lot, but I just feel like being the youngest, I would like to remain the youngest. And it just like what I think about, I'm like, okay, I'm 31, by the way. So I'm 31. So if I dated someone who was like 26, oh my God.
I was
How many?
saying that
7,
young.
8, 9, 10, 11. That's 5 years. So when that person was in first grade, I was in sixth grade.
Why you gotta
Can
put
you
it
think
like that?
about that?
Why
And you have to think about
that?
when, let's say you, I don't know if it is the same for girls, but it's like, let's say when your spouse retires, you can't touch that retirement with them until I think like you retire. I don't know.
Oh, you thinking way
Girl,
down the
I'm
road.
trying to get to tomorrow. I'm not worried about it. My 401k isn't
That
even
too, but I'm
looking
trying to
good.
build with somebody too and
Yeah.
retire nice. Like,
That's a good point, though.
But-
Yeah.
I will consider that.
But
from now
what
on.
if that guy like treated you like a queen, like treated you in the way that you want? You know, let me ask you a question. What's your type?
Oh, see, I don't
Can
know.
I guess? Can I guess what it is?
What is it?
I feel like you like them like kind of thug looking dudes.
What?
Like kind of like those thug
Toxic
like
looking guys?
like you know like in K-pop shows, no, not K dramas.
Oh, yeah.
They're like the gangsters, like the people who are in gangs.
Oh my god.
I feel like that's your type. I feel like that's your type, Juliana.
So that's like the.
You ain't like me. It look like I'm like some K-pop or K-drama
Yeah, no, you'd
protagonist.
not fly.
Hell no.
Yeah, no.
Hell no. Which I'm completely okay with. I
Yeah,
understand. But yeah, you want the complete flip side.
I think a lot of people say that to me, but like I don't know really. Like people ask me that a lot. They're like, "Oh, what's your type?" But like I don't know if I can like. I think if you're thinking of your ideal person, like there's a lot of things that I look for, right? Like my ideal person, like it's very probably shallow, but like
We all
know-
shallow.
We all
yeah,
shallow.
yeah, obviously. But I just like there's certain things that I like,
What are they?
but I mean, the first off the bat, like the number one thing that I usually like look at are shoes. So if your shoe game's not right for me, then like, you know, I just can't, you know, if it's not to the same level as me, that's okay. But your shoes better be clean at least.
Do they gotta be like Jay's?
No, like I don't care like about that. Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't have to be the same, you know, line of like shoes that I have, but like just like look like if they're not like the sneakers world, then like just make sure they're clean.
What if he's just a hype beast and he's not actually into shoes?
Is it the same thing?
No, because
No, like
sorry.
sneakerheads and like hype beasts are different.
Yeah,
How
It's
do like their clothes?
Sneakerheads are actually
No.
into shoes. Hype beasts only wear shoes that are hot because they're
Yeah.
hot. But they don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Are not actually in shoes.
But I'm just saying, isn't hypebeast technically like a part of sneakerheads? Like every sneakerhead or every hypebeast is technically a sneakerhead. Every sneakerhead is not a hypebeast.
Technically, yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
But okay, what about that? What if he's not actually into shoes, but he's only
Actually, no, that's not true then. Because I think they're separate because sneakerheads are like they're there for like the shoes.
shoes.
So the most notable thing is obviously the Jordans, right? Like the history of the Jordans. Hype beasts, what he's saying that like they're just in it because like it's a fad at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, like you know how like it's happening a lot right now that I've noticed, but like a lot of females are getting a lot of Jordans right now. Like
Yeah.
the Jordan ones are like coming out like rapid fire with like a bunch of different colors and stuff, and like the Dunks obviously,
Dunks.
but those have been shoes for a really long time. So
Yes.
it's like it's a fad now to be like a sneakerhead. So I've noticed that a lot of girls are like getting more into that, but you know, so I think they're different.
Okay.
Like sneakerheads are their own like.
Okay, that's fair.
true collectors. Like
Yeah.
I'm a sneakerhead because you know I collect a whole bunch of Jordans.
Right. Yeah. I just saw them. Yeah. So I think they're like different. Hype beasts are just like in it because like they're hot, and that also categorizes the people who buy stuff to sell them.
That's true. All right, so shoes. What's next?
Oh, shoes.
You can be as shallow
this
as
is
you
like
want.
your ideal, right?
Ideal,
Like you know, like if
ideal.
God, like you
Yeah,
know,
they-
plucked one
they-
from
yeah.
the
Someone
heavens
make it-
and
God's
dropped him
make
down
your
for
Adam.
me.
Exactly.
It's your
you give
Adam.
an order form to God and say, God, say, what do you want?
Yeah.
Okay,
Blank
okay.
check.
So, okay, the shoes, and then obviously that's the first thing I look at, and like this is nothing internal, right? Like not like your personality,
it
because
could
like,
be eternal. Anything.
well, I don't want to date a shit person, so that's just like off the bat, like obviously you have to be like a good person.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But so this is all exterior, but
Could be anything you want.
shoes. I look at obviously like teeth are important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't want you to have like, you know, I mean, if you don't have
Busted
like
teeth.
Yeah, like I don't need you missing teeth. You
Okay.
know, maybe get some veneers or something.
What if you had like a gold tooth?
I mean, it's like okay, that's fine. It's giving rich. It's giving. I'm here for the. It's giving Pirates of the Caribbean.
Give us some Trinidad James action up in there.
Getting the golds.
Okay.
Teeth and I think like overall just like how they carry themselves, right? Like I don't want you to like look like you don't know how to like put your
bum.
clothes on.
A bum.
Yeah, or get dressed or put things together. Like I would like a really, well-rounded, dressed person, I feel like. And like I would like someone who has tattoos because like I have them, but like, that's not a thing that everyone has, right? So it's not like it would just be like cool. Like I think if I'm trying to put all the pieces together for somebody.
Gotcha.
Is that it? I'm surprised you did not say height.
Oh, well, I'm only 5'4". Like you better be taller than me. I don't want to look down on you.
Would you date a guy that say a guy came into your life with all that perfect, but he's only 5'5"?
Oh, 5'5". Yeah, that's okay.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm 5'4".
Okay, what if
W.
she don't wear heels too? She
I
don't wear
don't,
heels.
yeah. And if I do that, it's only like at weddings, so
Yeah,
you
so-
better stay on your tippy toes.
Okay, so if he's 5'4", he's fine. But he's perfect in every way.
Yeah, I would do that.
You know what? You a real one.
I
W.
can't. If it's like 5, 5, then I don't want to do that, obviously. But
Race? Does race take a factor?
no, I don't think so. I just like I feel like just I'm like attracted to like Asian people.
Naturally.
Like I get that a lot. They're like, oh, like would you be interested in dating like outside of Asian people? Like you always date Asian people. I'm like, I can't help that I'm like attracted to Asian people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't find that there's anything wrong with that. But like, I like Justin Bieber. He's cute. And like I like Chris Brown. So
Do you remember back like I think it's like 2018?
are you about to bring up your friend?
Yeah, I was trying to set you up with my friend.
No.
He's African American. All right,
Yeah, we'll tell you later.
but I tried. You remember when I tried to
Yeah,
set
I
you?
do, I
and
do.
I read I'll say, "Hey, you down with this?" Like I was trying to set you up. You said, "Yeah, I'm down with it." And so I always thought you was down with those type with the.
Yeah. Like I mean, I've I'm attracted to like black guys. Like I don't,
Right.
but I don't see too many of them that I'm like, oh,
I always thought you did because when I asked you, because he was
I
single
don't
at the
remember
time.
saying yes though, so I don't know who you were talking to,
No,
but
I
it
was
damn
sa-
sure
no,
wasn't
it-
me because I know who you're talking
It
about.
was definitely you. It was 100% you because I remember I was like, you know what? Because he was single at the time,
Oh, okay.
and I was like, you know what? Chris Brown looking guy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
She likes Chris Brown. Hook her up with him.
She knows who he is too.
But
Do
no,
I?
but like she's he
We'll tell you later.
He a good looking dude. I ain't gonna lie.
Vivian really do be clueless.
He a good looking dude.
I am
She's
not
like,
gonna,
who?
I mean, obviously he's taken now, but like, I'm not gonna lie. Out of all my friends, I would say he's probably top 3.
Yeah.
He's probably the 3 most attractive guys. This is coming from a guy. I think he's one of the 3 most attractive guys that I know.
Cause he's like 6'2". He's like just built.
Built like a tank.
I don't really care too much about height. Do you care about height?
Well, she's tall.
Oh, you're tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the perfect guy. Like I said, he's 6'2".
Okay.
He's black. Well,
Yeah.
he's a halfie.
He looks like Chris Brown.
He literally looks like Chris Brown, and this dude is built. He's like a
I don't
genetic
think he
freak.
look like Chris Brown.
I'm saying he got that look.
That
That's how he
light
looks
skin.
Exactly, he got that look.
I bet if he dyed his hair blonde like Chris Brown right now, he'd look like Chris Brown.
No.
It kind of curls.
No,
and
he
waves.
doesn't. He doesn't look exactly, but he's light skinned.
Okay, he's just
And
light
he's
skin. Yeah,
boy,
light
he
skin.
built like a tank. And I just still think to myself all the time, like, dang.
Oh, I also don't care about that either. Do you care about that? Like, I don't need someone who like works out.
Oh, he doesn't. He's just naturally
built.
like that.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying you're bringing up more characteristics, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking of it on the fly.
Oh, you're saying it doesn't matter though.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
ass dude too. And I think, but then I was like, dang, like I was thinking, like, dang, that man, God really blessed him, man. God truly blessed
He
him.
was one of God's favorites.
He was one of God's favorite. Was
Spent
God
extra time on him. Spent extra time.
Yeah, and he's a good overall good guy. I wouldn't set you up like that.
Oh,
What about
I know,
you?
Thank you.
What's
your
on her
type?
agenda?
What's your type?
I feel like I get this conversation all the time, and I'm like, I don't know, but if you like, like very few people know like all my past, and they're like, there's no pattern, but they're like, I see something, but they don't really correlate together. It's because my range is like so all over the place. I think I've gone for nerdy and like dorky, and I thought I never would come across and like give somebody like that a chance. I've came across somebody that was like, oh, like I think he's like too pretty for me. Like he like no, not like out of my league. And then I tried it, and then I went for somebody that was like bald. And I usually like appreciate guys with like nice hair. And I've like gone on a few dates with a bald guy, and then so it's just across the board.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I don't have a pattern. So, like,
I kind of like it, though, because then I get to figure out what I like and what I don't like.
Yeah.
And it's like, I do prefer Asians, but I've definitely dated around, like, outside my race. Just curious. Like, I'm not going to be marrying this person, but just, like, have fun. And
Trying to figure out what you like, right?
Yeah. That's the whole point of dating, right? Is like,
yeah,
to
and I
figure
realized
it
after,
out.
I'm like, that was definitely just, like, a phase.
But I don't like dating either. Like, y'all be going on dates and
I don't
shit?
go on dates at all.
Yeah, me neither.
Like I don't go for the free food. Like I appreciate my time. And a lot, like 10 out of 10 friends will tell you like Viv will pick the gym or her friends over like a date. Like I can't tell you so many times where like I'm just like, I'm so sorry, I gotta go to the gym. Like
You know what that
Like,
means,
right?
on
right?
dinner.
You know what that means? You ever heard the saying that when you're not looking, that's when it comes finds you?
I've been not looking for a very long time. I might just want to add that. And it still has not come.
All those
Yeah,
cliches,
me
man.
too,
All
me
those
too.
cliches. You know what that means, right? Just like sometimes the longer you wait, the bigger the blessing.
Thank you, Oprah. I appreciate that.
So you know what?
Oprah's still single, isn't she?
Time's a little ticking,
this guy's just taking longer for you to prepare for this guy to just.
Well, I'm
come up
not
with
quite
future-
sure what he's waiting on, but it's taking a very long time. I want to freeze my eggs in the next like 4 years. I would like to do it now, but it costs a lot of money.
Well, how much does it cost to freeze your eggs?
A lot of money.
I just want to know,
I don't know
for
how
like
much, a
research
lot.
purposes.
Like
60,
thousands.
like at least 50.
Thousands.
50,000.
I'm not sure the actual procedure, but I saw one girl share it on her Instagram story. She said kind of like she has to go through sessions and get a lot of tests, and that's like what 15K each session. And then after she gets tested and it has to be scheduled correctly, then she starts the actual procedures. She goes through I think like at least 1 or 2 times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. This is going back to the type. Have you ever heard the saying? They say that usually people end up with people that look similar to you.
No.
You've never heard that saying, like
I've
because
heard of that. And I'll like look at my friends in relationships
because
if they look alike.
I know a couple.
No, it's
I know
not.
a couple.
It's not like you look exactly alike, but you're looking for somebody that's similar to you. Because think about it.
Okay.
At the end of the day, this is another saying. They say that everybody looks 20% more attractive than what you perceive yourself.
Oh, right. Yes.
Right?
I've heard that.
Right? Because everybody, like, you see yourself every single day. And so you see every little imperfection of you. So you think you're uglier than you really are. But in reality, you're actually not as, like, you're more beautiful than what you think you are.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And usually, since you are so keen on yourself, you notice all the features within yourself. So when you look for a partner, you're looking for the same thing because those are things you notice about yourself. So you see in
okay.
other people.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Like for myself, I'm really tall. I like tall women.
Okay.
So like,
But
Where y'all at?
yes,
5'10" and above only.
I don't know about 5'10".
Well, see, this tall rad.
If 5'10" is super tall, but I'm saying I like say like 5'5", like minimum, ideally. But I would say height's not a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
It's just ideal, And
It's
there's
preference.
And there's like other type of like subtle things. Like another example is when it comes to Asian people, you notice that there are 2 types. You either got very, very sharp features or you have very like round faces. Have you noticed that? Or
Yeah,
very round?
yeah.
I since I have very structured face, I like women who have more structured looking faces.
Okay.
Nothing against people with more rounder faces. That's just what I look for.
Got a question though. Do you think in your past you dated more girls with rounder faces?
I don't know. I think that I've dated women of all shapes and sizes.
Okay,
But I
fair.
realized that the ones that that look more closer to my features are the ones I probably liked more,
Oh, okay.
like subtly.
Now that you say that, I noticed that, but I think it not more so looks, but I think I go for that's where like it ties in like all the guys I've like either dated or like had flings with, they don't really correlate, but they all like one thing in common, it's like their character, their personality is like very similar. Like and kind of like me, like I kind of like somebody that's like sociable or kind of like are you funny? Just I don't know. I should have done more research on what my type was, but
Hey, man.
you get the point. Kind of like someone like me, like very free flowing, likes to have fun, never takes things like seriously, like a lot of like humor.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's like
Yeah.
that's like after the initial attraction though, but initially you're looking at pure physical stuff.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
because every guy that I've like had interest in, I feel like their personality or their character clicks to me first.
Okay.
And then like at first I'm like, I don't think he's cute or like he's not my type at all. And then I'll slowly start to find him more attractive.
What if he's like a 4 physically, but his personality is like a 10?
I've been flings.
You know
flings
what?
with people before.
Hey, you get an A for that. What about you? What if he's like not your type at all physically, like some complete opposite of what you would ever go for, but his personality is so good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would do it too.
You guys are W people.
Y'all are.
Period.
That's some
Why are
W
we still
people.
saying-
Say it louder. Yeah,
You
right?
guys some
Y'all
great people.
Yeah, y'all are
Oh
great
my
people.
Y'all great people.
God, Yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
God better drop us some fine men, whoever we're walking down the altar to.
Soon.
Someone text them, DM them both.
Not soon for me.
Follow those
but-
DM tips we gave. Follow the DM tips
Yeah.
and DM both
Oh
of
my
them.
God. Those are the tools.
That's crazy. You guys, like, yeah, you guys aren't as like a lot of people with like, because a lot of people bomb modern women for being like, oh yeah, they're like super picky, but you guys are like not at all.
Y'all are really chill.
Yeah.
I'm picky, but to like a certain extent, not so like looks, but I'm picky with more like character, personality, or it's like, are you financially responsible or like, would you fit in my
Yeah.
friends? It's like those kind of
Oh,
logistics.
but that's what I was saying. Like, I was speaking just on physical stuff because, like, those are all like a given, right? Like, you don't want a bum ass personality. So, like, all those things have to, like, yeah, financially responsible. Are you respectful to like people and
Yeah.
parents? Like, one thing is like how you like treat like restaurant employees.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
that's a big one,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
like all those are like a given to me. Like they're kind of like you have to have that because like otherwise those are deal breakers. Like it's not gonna work because
Yeah.
it's like you don't want a shit person.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
So I was speaking just on like
Looks.
physicals, yeah, but those are all like big things to like that you find that I usually find like after, but I'm with you on it. These are just like the initial like
Yeah.
oh, because like you're attracted to someone physically first before you, like, at least for me, like I'm attracted to someone physically first before I even want to like
That's facts.
continue
We're
anything.
visual creatures.
Unless it's like a friend, like a friend of a friend, or like, someone's friend, or you're kind of friends with them, but you're not really like,
Yeah.
close like that, right? You're not like it's not like my homie. It's just like a guy friend that you see in passing, like here and there. But yeah, you better have all those things.
At
Gotta
the,
have
end,
it all together.
at the end of the day, you don't always get what you get because you've seen my last 2 exes, and they're not like. I'll admit though, my last 2 exes were not my type.
Oh, really?
I was about to
Okay.
say, I'm not gonna lie, Jesse, because you were explaining your type. I'm like, Jesse, in my mind, I know what your type is because you've explained to me many times. But in my mind, I'm like,
Yeah, it's ironic because like my type is like out of all my exes, like none of them fit my type.
I feel like,
Like
if you blended
exactly,
3 of
okay,
them,
okay.
if you blended 3 of them together, they'd be your type because
Okay.
they've all taken different parts. Either like physically, their stature was a certain way, or their attitude was a certain way that you liked, or their person, not their attitude, but their like compassion.
It's like the whole package.
yeah, like if
Yeah.
you put them all 3 of them together, it'd be like your type.
Yeah, so honestly, what it comes down to is like, even though I have a type, it's not a deal breaker.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like if I met a girl, she was great, and she's only 5'2", 5'3", I'm like, that's fine.
That's what a lot of people say. They say
Like, don't you want someone smaller so like
No.
you can no?
No.
it looks kind of no. It's okay, but it looks kind of weird because once upon
yeah.
a time, Jesse was standing next to this chick she's like 4'11", I think.
Come on, Tiff.
No, yeah, not really. Tiff is like miniature. Love you, Tiff, if you're watching this. But like this girl's not like miniature. She's like a normal size because Tiff is like 4'11",
She says she's 5 feet, but I think she's 4'11".
but she's also like really petite for
She's one of my good friends,
4'11",
Tiff. You know Tiff, right?
Yeah, I know too.
right? And so when I mean like regular size, I mean like she's like really thin. I don't want to say thin like a derogatory term, but she's just petite. But this girl I'm talking about, she's like 4'11", but like a normal sized, not petite, not chubby, just normal, right? And she was standing next to you, and I was like, that looks so weird.
I guess it's not as aesthetically like pleasing. To
This
the
girl
eyes.
was up to Jesse's like nipple. It looked like because the way they were like walking, and I was like, okay, never
She looks like
mind.
my daughter.
It looks
Hey,
wrong.
maybe
Come
some
here,
people
child.
like that. Some
I don't
people-
know. I don't. Nah. Well, I like to say I've said this before. I also do it because I'm tall and I want my son to be tall.
Oh yeah.
So I don't
okay,
want to.
yeah.
I don't want to like.
You don't want to dilute. The
Yeah,
blood.
like I know. I'm not. I don't mean to say it in a bad way. I don't want to dilute my genes and make my son only like 5'8".
Yeah.
And my son coming to me in like 30 years, like, Dad, why am I not 6 foot? Like you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go look at your mother.
Hey man,
No, I get that.
And
I
then
get
My
maybe-
mom wished I was taller.
what?
Yeah, like I think in my like growth chart, I was supposed to be like 5'8", and she blames me like once I stopped growing. She's like, "It's because you didn't drink milk every day, like I told you." I'm like,
Wait, how tall are you? 5'6", 5'7"?
pushing 5'7", like, a little bit 5'6", 5'7".
What is 1
She's like,
inch?
but you're not 5'8".
What is
And then
one
my
inch?
sister, I think, was supposed to be also like taller than me. She's 5'3". So I told my mom like, "Huh."
You're off by 1 and she's off by a lot.
They said I was supposed to be like 6'3" or 6'4". Thank God I didn't grow that high.
You're actually pretty tall for an
I
Asian
don't
girl
think
too.
that's like too
Really?
high.
The average height for an Asian woman is only 5'2", 5'3".
Yeah. I mean, I feel small, but I know that I'm average. I'm 5'4". Yeah.
When you were in
so-
park, you could just see everyone's forehead.
Well, I usually have my heels on, so yeah, I could see everyone from the tabletops because I'll only be at the tables.
I've definitely had to slouch because
yeah.
some of my guy friends are like, "You're a little tall today." And I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Have you ever had difficulty because of your height? Like, do you think guys ever like cancel you, like basically X you out because of your height?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Because I feel like
I think guys are more open than girls are when it comes to height.
it's true.
Certain guys.
Like if we're like kind of like the same height, they're like, like it's cool. Like it doesn't really bother me. But for me, I don't. It depends if I would say it back.
I have a thought that I saw this recently, and it said that usually when you find your mate, let's just say that we're on a scale of 1 to 100, 0 being the extreme of your feminine nature, like girly girl, like super girly girl and all that stuff. 10 being the most masculine, rugged god you could ever, the caveman, like. Right? Like Jason Momoa. I think Jason Momoa is a king masculinity look.
Oh,
And
yeah.
50 being the meeting point between masculinity and feminism, and like your feminist, whatever, or femininity, whatever, okay?
Yeah.
So wherever you lie on the feminine scale, to say, Juliana, we'll say you, what do you want to be? Put yourself between 1 and 50.
On a scale from masculine to
From
feminine?
0 to 50 on the feminine scale, from the woman's side.
Oh, okay. I feel like I'm definitely I'm probably higher because like I'm a tomboy.
Okay, so we'll say
You're like a
I'm
7.
like a 70. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like a
7.
solid 7.
There we go.
No. You have to be between 0 and 50.
0 and 50?
0 and 50 because
35,
100 is
50,
masculine.
35,
Yes, you got
35.
me. 35. I'm
See,
35.
So
35.
usually what happens is you always find balance. So you're gonna find a guy on the complete opposite. So whoever you're gonna end up with is gonna be a 65 on the masculine scale.
Oh,
So
okay.
so that's why have you ever noticed that the really masculine guys always end up with the most feminine looking girls? It's because you balance each other out, and then the less masculine of a man you are, usually the more masculine of a woman you will find.
I can believe that.
Because
Yeah, that makes sense.
because like every single person has how everybody's all about like, oh, you're too feminine or you're too masculine. every single guy and every single girl has a feminine side and a masculine side.
Right, yeah.
Most guys will hide their feminine side, you know, but usually you have a your feminine and masculine side, and it average out to like either you're a more masculine man or you're a more feminine man, and vice versa for a woman. So usually if you're the more of a masculine woman you end up with a more feminine man.
Does that work out though?
Because
that.
no, because if you think about it, because okay, ideally, I know that every woman, no matter like if you're a tomboy or if you're a
Or a girly girl?
girly girl, you want to feel like a woman.
Right,
At the
yes,
end,
that's
at the end of the day, every woman wants to feel like they want a man to make them feel like a woman. Like Viv, you be joking all the time. You want like
You throw it around.
yeah, you want to get chucked around, and shit,
Okay.
Period.
right?
Go me.
But you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
see-
I will say, like, as much as I joke and a lot of my guy friends look at me like, oh, like Viv's like one of like the bros. And I mean, like, I personally like that. Like, I do look like a girly girl sometimes, but I think I act more like tomboy, which is like completely fine. There's not a problem with that. But in my experience to dating, it's definitely brought out more of my feminine side that I never knew I had.
but
And I appreciate that too.
so,
Sometimes I
but
kinda
you
miss
guys see what I'm getting, and that's why like have you ever noticed that's usually I've seen this in Asian women, like the more masculine Asian women will date outside the Asian race because Asian men tend to be I guess visualized as less masculine in general
Oh,
because we are
okay.
not as masculine looking.
Yeah.
We don't grow facial hair.
Not you, mofo.
Hey, God took his time on me with that part.
Fuck, man. Some
Right?
BS.
But yeah, like
Some bull,
but
man.
usually you guys know by like because of like social media and like just pop culture, they like make Asian men more feminine looking.
Yeah. No,
Right.
they definitely do.
And so because of that, usually more masculine Asian women who tend to be more masculine will date outside the race because Caucasian men and black men tend to be more masculine looking.
Oh, okay. I didn't ever think about it like that.
You know, like taller Asian women would tend to like date like white guys or black guys because, you know, like I said, they want to get tossed around and thrown around the
They
bedroom.
want to feel like a
Like
woman.
Vivian.
Yeah, they want to. You guys want to.
I don't think I would end up with. I don't know who I'd end up with. I'm not
Like, don't
gonna jinx
cancel it out. Don't put it on the universe.
But you see what I'm saying, right? Because think about like I said, at the end of the day, you guys want to feel like a woman. You don't want to like date a guy who's like you don't want to be the man in the relationship.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I mean,
For sure.
I've been tossed around with like a bunch of rates. That was.
Oh, you've been tossed
comment,
around.
Like, not like that. Okay, like I don't date often, but I'm saying like I've dated more than just one race, and it's never been an issue.
I got a question for y'all. Do y'all think that certain people that you date make you feel like act more feminine and more masculine at certain times? Does that make sense? Like certain people you've been with, and you're like, wow, I was actually like really masculine here. Like I was taking charge all the time, doing stuff. And this person, I didn't have to do that as much. Like I was a lot less masculine, or vice versa. Like maybe there was some people here, you're like, oh, I was doing all this stuff, doing all this masculine stuff, whatever. And the other people are like, no, I was just doing like whining and dining, getting taken out, cooking dinner sometimes, yada, yada, yada. Do you think that it changes, or like every single person has basically been like the same?
It depends on the person. Like I've been like wine and dine, and I've been with somebody that didn't plan any of that, and then I had to be the planner. So I think it just depends on the person, and it's so hard to say because like the first relationship I was in college, so I feel like maybe we were like really young back then, and he didn't really think about being like a planner. But then my relationship outside of college once was like, you know, we're like older now, and he like older, wiser, just had more time than just focusing on academics maybe. And like the kind of person he is, that plays a factor too.
Okay.
What you think? Do you feel more like a woman when it comes to different races?
No, I feel like I'm pretty the same.
Okay.
Like how I am at work, like with my friends, guys or girls, you know, with my family. Like I'm pretty much the same person, like my same mix of like masculine, feminine traits, right? But with like, I feel like that also goes into consideration of how you are as a person as well. Cause it's like, you know, if like I'm a planner, so like I don't really find that as like a masculine or feminine trait, right? Like,
Well, I don't mean
those are-
planner. I mean like taking charge. It's more so, if that makes sense. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, some people that maybe I've been on dates in the past, like, looking back, I'm like, well, some people I was like, yeah, let's do this. Not like it's like, hey, let's go here. Let's do it. Not like planning so much, but you're like taking charge, saying like what to do, whatnot. And other people, you've been more like go with the flow, kind of more or less like a day's cool per se. But it was like it just naturally happened like that, not because you wanted it, it just happened.
Yeah. I'm definitely just in general more authoritative. So
Okay.
like, I don't really see that as like a lacking thing, because it's like at the end of the day, I want to do what I want to do.
Okay,
Right.
that's fair.
So it's like if you're like going out on a date with someone, like I don't mind that person like picking the place, but also like I would like to pick because I'm a foodie, you know, like I want to eat somewhere good, you know, but I wouldn't mind if like they picked it, or if they're like, oh, hey, let's go to this spot after and like get drinks or something like that. Then yeah, I just in general, I obviously don't like indecisive people.
Yeah.
You know, but that balances because I'm so decisive. I can be super decisive and
That's a rare trait for a woman.
oh yeah.
So you always know what you want to eat.
Oh, for sure.
What do you want to eat right now?
Well, I told you I had a late lunch, so I'm not really hungry right now.
If you could eat right now, what would you eat?
Oh, I was thinking kava.
Oh, okay. All right. Question.
Wow.
Question
That
for
was
you.
quick.
You talk about this. So if you were talking to this guy, and he hit you with let's go out get some food, let's go out to a dinner date. All right. Would you prefer if it becomes a collaborative thing where it's like, hey, what are you into? Blah blah blah. You guys like collaborate on what you guys want to eat, or would you rather me like say it's me and hit you, Juliana, next Friday 8:00 we going here. Which one would you prefer? I'll say how about this. I'll say two scenarios. First one, I say, hey Juliana, let's go out next week. Let me know when you're free.
Okay.
Whatever you feeling, let me know, and we'll pick out a place
Okay.
together. Right? That's scenario one. This applies for you, okay, Viv? And scenario two is I hit you and go, Juliana, next Friday, 8:00, me and you, we going to Gyoshige. Which one do you prefer?
Okay. If it's me and you, like, okay, as friends or
No,
as like
It's happened that we meet for the first time
Okay,
and
I
we're
was about to
interested in each
say,
other.
like, don't tell me what to do. But I would be like, okay, so I wouldn't mind the more like, hey, we're gonna go here, because like that shows like, you know, the whole thing you're talking about, like taking charge, right? But I would also, I think that's good for like the first time maybe, but like every time after that, you need to ask me what I want to eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
I'm just asking because there's like two takes on because some guys do that.
Yeah.
While other people say you should just be like straight up and hey, this is where we're going this time, blah blah.
Yeah.
Show up.
I think females need to do a better job in like picking what they want to eat.
Okay.
Because it's not that difficult. But and like women, I feel like are always usually craving something.
Okay.
So like,
But they don't know how to say what they're
yeah,
craving.
I don't understand. I mean, like when at my job, when they're like, oh, like where should we have our like, you know, the company's paying, let's eat. They always look at me. They're like, Juliana, what do you want to eat? I'm like, come on, let's get wings. Or like, I'll pick something, you know, like
Yeah.
we'll get some crazy stuff. But yeah, I don't mind the hey, we're going here, like we're going here at this time next week. If it's like the first time, but I'm sure that would be after, like, I'm probably thinking too much into it, but that would be after, like, oh, hey, when are you free? Are you free this day? Like, the date is clear, but every time after that, it should be more of like a collaborative thing, because it's like,
Of course.
you know, you're,
Of course. I'm
you
only
know.
talking about just the first time.
yeah. First time, I'm cool with either one, but the other one would be nice, yes.
All right. What about you, Viv?
Like the very first time?
This is the very first day. Which one? What's the best approach?
That's tough because I've definitely experienced both. Or actually, I think more collaborating on deciding where to eat, because then you get to know. Because what if like he picks somewhere and I'm like, oh, this is great, and it's not great, and then I would just like feel bad. So that like I appreciate that, but I feel like I would prefer collaborating. And then after like the second or third date, if they plan that, I'm like, oh, brownie points.
Okay. All right. Before we get to that point, let me ask you, if a guy were to slide into your DMs or were to like you and you got a like on one of your on Hinge from a guy, either one, or they slide into your IG DMs, what is the best opening line that a guy could do to like, and you were mutually interested. You're mutually interested in this guy. You guys think he's cute. Like, oh, this boy fine, whatever. What is the best way or the best thing a guy can say, like as an opening line, or does it not even matter?
I don't think it matters for me. It's just like
So as long as he's cute, anything will work.
yeah, it's like as long as it like clicks, you know, and, like the conversation like flows.
I was gonna say
And he's
that
like,
too.
you know, like they're kind of like clever and like kind of witty, like flirty with it,
But
but
that's-
not too like pushy.
But that's my
Yeah.
thing, though. I'm saying the opening line. So the first thing that he says.
I think what they're trying to say is it depends on the line. It's not like a one size fits all. It's like it has to be something that either like it plays onto a story or they
Yeah.
they met them out in public. But hey, I heard you say you wanted this. Let's go get something for some time. Or like if you just met them out in
I
public.
say this is just straight on like cold approaching on IG. Like you've never met this guy before, or like this is strictly through Hinge.
Most people, I feel like they'll either A, respond to a prompt, or B, they'll say something to their, like if it's an IG
but-
story, they're gonna be like,
Yeah, but
oh,
I'm
where'd you
saying-
get that? Let's go get some sometime or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
but I'm saying what is the best approach? Like, do I say something like super clever, or just say something simple like, hey, how you doing, Juliana?
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, what's
I
what
think
is the
like
best approach?
if their mutual like attraction is there, and you guys like kind of like maybe already you know because you could know you know. So if the mutual attraction is there, then like I don't mind like a hey, how are you doing? I don't need a very theatrical like response. Like,
Okay.
don't be like extra with it.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm very simple, you know, even if you even if I know like shooting your shot is hard, but let's say like they're very simple, like, hey, how are you? I'd love to like grab drinks or dinner sometime. Like if I'm attracted and want to give it a shot, I'd be like, yeah, like set something up. When are you free?
Dang, it goes straight to that. No small chat or to feel it out.
I mean, like I don't mind with either. Like sometimes with small chat, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Are you witty?
yeah.
Like that's cool. Like
Because like you said earlier, it's like I want a little small chat to like feel it out, and
Yeah.
then you're over here just hit you straight up with the hey, you pretty. You try to get drinks sometime. Like, all right, let's do it.
matters. It doesn't matter with me. Like I appreciate like the wittiness, but I've definitely responded with like a simple,
Okay.
a mix of both.
All right.
Yeah.
There's no one size fit all.
Yeah.
No one size fits all.
Okay. You mentioned something earlier about like posting a picture. Have you ever, like, obviously everybody uses social media. Have you ever posted a certain picture in order to solicit the interest of somebody that you are interested in? So say like you like, somebody's following you and you basically want to gauge the interest and see whether or not they respond to your story. Have you ever posted say like a booty pic or something like that? Or like just to see if this person will respond to your picture?
Yeah.
I've posted photos, but it hasn't been like for the purpose of like getting someone's attention really. It's just like I probably would post a photo to see if they watched the story, but I don't intentionally like post so that I can get someone's response on it. I just want to see if they've seen it.
Oh.
Wait,
Bouncing off of that, it's like I don't post it kind of like for them.
Yeah.
But it's like if I post it and I'm like, oh, like I hope he sees it, or if he like replies and they
okay.
replied, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. But he didn't heart it.
They
That's
set
usually
out the
what
bait.
it is.
does it make you want it more if he doesn't respond?
No, because I kind of use it as a sign. You're kind of like, oh, okay, cool. He's maybe not interested. But you know, a lot of people like pull up their Instagram and then they just like let it like flow, like their story. They'll just like put the phone down and your phone keeps doing it until
Yeah.
like you get out of that screen. So some people like don't even look at stories really. I feel like.
Okay.
So if they're like reacting to it really is if they're like
I'll
really
be doing
looking
that
at it.
sometimes.
So
I just be
okay,
clicking, like,
so a guy interested doesn't watch your story. Does that like dang? Does it make you want it more, or like try it, or you just dead it?
I would probably dead it. But just in general for me, like I don't really use stories all that much anymore. I just
I agree with you.
kind of like what you were saying earlier. I just like don't want everyone in my shit. Like I don't
Amen.
really want, like during the, clubbing days, that was like key, right? And it's like I find the act of like posting that I'm like out drinking and stuff. Like I don't mind posting like a picture while I'm out with friends, or like you're doing a cheers shot like for someone's birthday. But like I don't really like to post anymore that I'm like out drinking, because like I don't want to, like, you know, we're all alcoholics really, you know, so like I don't want to look like freaking psycho. So I just like, just in general, I feel like I don't use stories a lot, but I will like, I'll take pictures, right? Like if I'm like going out and my hair look good or whatever, I'll
Feel
post,
yourself.
or I'll post it and I'll know off rip. I'm like, I already know, like I'm gonna get DMs, I'm gonna get messages like from random people, from like your friends, obviously, like gassing you up, and like, you know, the people gassing you up that you don't want you to gas up, that you don't want to get gassed up by, and then, you know, just like all the little heart reacts, you know, when they like the thing down at the bottom,
Yeah.
But I already know, like. But my purpose is never to post, like, I was going to post a picture earlier today because I told you earlier, I had hit a 2-a-day today. I went to Orange Theory and then I went to Lyft afterwards. And, you know, like I've obviously been getting really fit. So I was going to post a picture to gas myself on the fact that I like did a 2-a-day because I hadn't done one in like over a year. But I decided not to post it because I'm just like, I already know, like, I'm going to get weird messages and like the hand clap messages, and I don't need that, like, you know, like people use social media as like a
accountability.
You know, or like some sort of like feel good, you know, situation, and I don't need that. So sometimes like I avoid like not posting it, but if my hair look good, I'll be posting it.
Yeah, that's true. Like sometimes, as much as I post, I can be very private. I just don't feel like showing like what I'm up to, and I used to like enjoy posting like gym pictures, and it's not to like thirst shop or anything, but it's just like, you know, look good, feel good. It's like you're making progress and you just want to document it, which is generally that. And sometimes I'm just like, I just don't feel like getting that spam of like weird DMs and like all that stuff, and I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah,
y'all know what I look like.
I have, like, I think I posted a gym pic like not too long ago, but it was because I hadn't posted one in a while, and I want people to know I was
Let
still
me
working.
remind you.
Yeah. Still working over here. Period.
I didn't forget. Period.
But, yeah, because it's just like, you know, you want to avoid that, right? Like, and you want to avoid the spam stuff, but also like, you know, because people will say the same stuff every time, you know, like you know, good for you. And it's like, it's not that I don't appreciate it, right? It's like, it's nice to feel that people are applauding you, but it's also kind of like, you didn't tell me when I was fat.
But maybe people didn't want to hurt your feelings.
It hurt my feelings because I was big.
Most, I'm just saying, a guy is never going to tell a girl like that she is overweight or looks a certain way, because it's like it's very looked down upon. Like a guy can tell another dude, "Hey man, you looking hefty right now." They're like, "All right, I need to get on my shit." If I tell a girl, "Hey, you looking hefty right now," I get backhanded.
You know, some of my like best guy friends will straight up tell me that I'm looking like I'm getting fat, but I appreciate them for that, because I'm very blunt and I would prefer that, because it's like, okay, yeah, I know, like I'm working on it, you know. That's why, or like I think one time I went to Mexico for 3 days and I came back and like he FaceTimed me like happy birthday, and like he was like, yo, like your jawline like disappeared, and I was like,
Oh,
I was just kind of like,
I'm laying
to be
down.
fair, like I did eat a lot, but I appreciate, like I love him for it. So.
No, yeah. If you're like my friend,
Yeah.
you'd better tell me. But
I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes.
I was not told.
All right, this is the last question of the evening, and we're gonna leave it off something spicy. All right, how many dates do you gotta go on before you give up the cookie?
I'm a woman of God.
She's celibate, abstinent.
I mean, what did you say earlier?
No, that's incel. That means you're involuntarily celibate.
Oh, okay. No, that's not me. I'm a woman of God.
So you're
A child of God.
Was that abstinent? No sex till marriage?
Celibate.
Chastity belt.
All right, we'll talk about usually. What's usually? What? How long do you think usually takes?
Not for yourselves, but that you've seen. How about that? Not for yourself.
Because you know, your girl,
Seen?
your girl,
Probably
you've
like
seen. Yeah,
the first
you are
date.
very well connected. So
Jesse, she said the first
Not
date.
for me, but like I've seen usually like the first date, but then again, like it just varies. Like
Wait,
if you want, not me.
No, okay.
But
I'm saying
like what I've
yeah,
seen.
yeah, yeah. We're not talking about you personally. We're saying in general from your observation, because like you a well-connected woman. So you probably
Yeah.
seen a lot of stuff, or like the group text be popping, you know.
Yeah.
But okay, so on regular, what you think is like the average dates it takes for the dude can get into the cookie jar?
Like first or second, maybe.
First
Yeah,
or
I would say-
second?
I definitely hear a lot of first. So it's like if you gotta scratch that itch, you gotta scratch.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's obviously better to know like as soon as possible, right? But it's like the way that it is now is it makes that okay, you know, dating in a sense of like what we've been talking about this whole time, which is like the DMs and stuff. You're already like getting to know them, right? So like think about if you're like doing dates like on the weekends, right? And you're like maybe texting them throughout, you know, the week and stuff like that. Like you've gotten like at least, you know, 6-7 days to get to know them, right? So it's like if you end up giving it up the first time you guys like are, you know, going out and having drinks is like, I mean, it's hard, right? I hear to not engage in those encounters
I've definitely
after
gone
drinks.
on drinks and nothing's happened after. But it's just so many factors. Like it depends per person. Like some people like go out on dates and you know get it on, and
Baby.
some people don't like that preference. Like it just varies.
Yeah. But you know, in that movie, I think Like a Man, it was like, was it, who was it? Megan Good was like, her character was saying it was like, I don't know how many days or dates it was. It was like, I don't know what the number was, but it was like 30 days, like don't give up the cookie for like 30 days or 3 months or something like that. I mean, if I wasn't a woman of God, I think 3 months is way too long. But
You know, you don't want to waste your time. Be like, damn,
yeah,
that
it's
sucks.
just like, I mean, like sexual chemistry is important too, right? Just like we've listed like internal and exterior characteristics about people, like about like someone, a potential partner. I feel like, you know, sexual chemistry is obviously important because like, you know, that could kill a relationship. Like, have you seen the movie Sex Life or the show?
No.
Well, you should watch it. Very educational. But yeah, like so that sex could be like a defining factor that ends up like not, you know, that ends up breaking up like a happy home essentially, you know? So I think like now with the way that like the dating culture is and stuff and like the whole, you know, we were talking about it earlier, but like, you know, feminism and stuff like that. Like, I feel like now there's like an equal balance of like the sexes, you know, it's not like, you know, men should only do this and women should only do that, right? Like we live in a culture and in a era now where like those like men can stay at home and cook. Like one of my best guy friends, him and his wife are my best friends. The guy, he stays home and like cooks, but he has like other side businesses, of course. And she, you know, is doing her work stuff, you know. And then I have my other married couple friend that she's like, you know, home pregnant with 2 kids now, and you know her husband like goes and works. So we live in a time where that like the battle of sexes is no longer really like as like, you know, out there as
That's fair.
as it used to be. So
That's true.
I think that like it doesn't really, you know.
So because of that balance, you can smash on a first date, which is basically what
Yeah,
you're saying.
I mean, it's like women
I
have
want to hear from you
needs.
guys. Like we've been talking all podcast. What would
You-
be your thoughts on?
What on smash on the first date?
Yes, you go first.
You want me to really say it?
I mean, what? But like, if a girl should or shouldn't,
Was he rock paper scissors?
I go rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot.
All right. I think this is just me personally because I consider myself a very traditional guy. You know, I'm very religious and all that stuff. I think that if a woman let me hit it on the first date, I would be less interested in her after.
Okay.
That's just me personally. I think that because if she gave it up that early, you know what I'm trying to get with.
Yeah.
That's basic. I basically want. I'm not saying that like you giving up your first date means that you don't like whatever, but it's just me personally. I just want to know that a woman can control herself.
Yeah.
That's all.
You know,
Okay.
you know, another thing is like I saw recently they kind of like drilled this in a little bit more. Girls, every single time they like sleep with somebody, they literally imprint part of themselves, like they imprint on that person, and that's what makes you give you like the feeling you want to cuddle with someone afterwards and stuff like that. They say once a girl sleeps with a certain amount of people, they don't even want to do that no more because they don't have that feeling to do that afterwards. Like after they have.
See.
After they do it with somebody, after they hook up with somebody, they don't even want to do that anymore because like that feeling of like I want to be close to you afterwards is gone
Yeah.
because they've slept with so many people. But guys, that doesn't happen. Guys, they can sleep with as many girls as they want, but if they will have someone they truly care about and love, they will, regardless of the fact, will always like want to be there for them. But for girls,
you guys
not
are
the same.
heartless POSs.
Huh?
You guys are heartless POSs,
You said-
breaking hearts all over the country.
Hey,
and the world.
no, it's a vicious cycle. Hurt people hurt people.
That's facts.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very
okay,
true.
well, so let me counter you because, like, are you saying, like, if a girl gave it up, if you guys were, like, you know, what are you just, like, making out? Like, what do people do? I don't know.
No, he's talking about going all the way.
I know you make
home
out,
run,
and then,
home plate.
and then you are trying to do it, and she's like, yeah, or are you saying, like, she's like, oh, hey, let's, you know.
Okay,
Let's get it.
I might be exposing myself a little bit by saying this, but I have never hit on the first date.
Oh, okay.
I have never ever tried to.
Okay, attempted. You're just saying, like, you wouldn't try.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, okay. I have never done it because I would not. Maybe there's been a couple of dates, but they would have done it, and I don't know. But I have never ever tried to take it that far.
Okay.
You know, because like for me personally, I like to take things slow. I like to feel it out, see the vibe, feel this person out before I even do that. You know, and usually, I mean, and also sometimes you can, as a guy, sometimes you can tell if they're like about it or not.
Yeah.
But in general, for myself personally, I have never done it on the first date, but just me personally, I also, it's not a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker if we were to hypothetically do it on a first date. But I would feel some type of way. I would be questioning a little bit if I did went on a date with a girl and hit on the first date.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Because if you think about this, you could be like, well, I just met you, like all over the DMs, and you're already giving up this fast. You'd probably be thinking like, how many other guys has this happened to?
Yeah, but like,
You
don't
can't
you
help
kind
it.
of have to think of like the kind of person that they are too? Because it's like, you know, like we're sitting over here telling you that we have like, you know, I'm tread lightly in the dating department. I'm like super choosy on like who I want to entertain my time with. Like I'm not, you know, I went through the trenches before, you know, you came to the line. So like, you know, like I don't feel like
I'm a rifleman over here.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, what if they're not like a floozy, you know? They're like, because like you can kind of judge, like, I don't know. I think maybe like if they're like your friend and stuff already, then you would already know. But if they're some like rando,
I got you. But if it's like some random person,
I would just feel uncomfortable in general if it was like a random.
That's my golden rule. I'd never ever take it there with friends.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't date my friends either.
Yeah, you know. Have you ever like think about it on all the years that you've known me? Have you ever seen me ever holler at any girl that was within like the circle? I always keep it outside.
Was that one outside?
Which one?
We'll talk about it later. I don't want to blast you.
Are you wait? You
Is
can
this
say the
someone
name.
you-
I can cut it out. I can cut it out. Just say the name.
It's not outside the circle.
She was because I didn't really know her.
Oh, outside of your circle.
Yeah.
Okay. So I consider all of us like, you know, like
it's
I
a
don't.
big ass circle.
I know. I mean, that's like the Nova
like,
circle.
inner different circles.
Yeah. Because like even like I don't hang out with you guys, but
Yeah.
like, you know, I've hung out with you guys in the past, you know, and like, you know, Vivian has her, like, I know she's hung out with you guys a lot during like the going out days, but because you guys like are more like low key now, you guys. So it's like, they're all
different
every
circles,
different circles, but they're
Yeah.
all like essentially the same.
I'm about to say my circle was downsized
can-
by like so much.
Yeah, I will say, like, I remember when I first moved up here, I probably went out with like more of my VCU circle, and then just meeting everybody now, it's just like a mix. And then I think now I'm just like around like different groups of friends more, so I'm just hanging out with them. Like I still see and appreciate and like love my other circles, but it's just harder now because we don't go out as much and
But I don't even know
live
what's
in life.
Side note, where the heck do even people go out in DC now?
Cafe Tua.
That's not DC.
Oh, DC.
Convenient.
Okay.
Where the
sorry.
f- do people go in DC?
I don't go out to DC.
No, but I don't think
anymore,
anybody
I'm
goes
sorry.
out anymore.
I'm
like that.
depressed.
I
Not kidding.
miss like
Kidding.
good music and like a
Yes,
good time,
yes.
looking cute.
Yes.
Let's
care for that.
I could tell you that story about me and her, if you want to hear it.
Yes.
Okay.
Juice.
So, okay, you know
Tea.
me. So she was completely out at the friend circle. I knew of her, but I never ever we never ever met like that.
Okay. Okay.
That's why I'm saying that like we weren't even like I guess we were acquaintances. Like I knew of her,
Mm-hmm.
but I never ever had like a conversation with her. And I just saw her like she's like, oh, she's an attractive woman and like she's tall.
yeah.
You know, and that's when I'm gravitated
Yeah,
toward.
yeah.
And so I started, and I was like, you know what? I'll climb that tree, literally.
Period.
But not
Come over here.
figuratively. But no, I was like, I'll see what it's about. So like, I got her number, took her on a couple of dates, did not hit the first date. In fact, I never did anything with her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I even kissed her. No, I actually did. I kissed her. That's it. But that not even make out or anything. And then we went on hella dates, and that was basically it. So, but like we were not even friends. We were not friends before. That's what I mean. I keep it like completely. You probably
Yeah,
heard some
yeah.
different stuff, didn't you?
No, I didn't. That would be still too close to me.
Even though like y'all aren't even like on talking to y'all were just like acquaintances.
Yeah, that would still be too
Damn.
close.
Yeah, it's gonna be, no wonder, Juliana. That's gonna be hard for you. That's like you
Oh,
want
yeah,
someone
I
who's
know.
like not even in the vicinity from 50 miles from
Yeah,
here.
I want a long distance boo.
You want someone who's like, you better hit up some people for like Richmond or like go to Baltimore or something like that. I don't know. You need a big radius for that.
Yeah, I need to. That's why I was in LA for
You might as well go back. I'm just
3
saying.
months after I got back.
You might as well go back.
I'm surprised at how many people actually knew about that. I thought I kept the DL, but obviously not.
No, you didn't.
I don't.
But nothing.
Mama knows a lot of things.
Hey, all I can say, it never led anywhere. Nothing ever happened.
No, yeah, that's fine. I mean, like some people have like the willpower to like not do anything, but like, alcohol be strong.
Yes.
Like all your senses go out the window. Whew.
Yep. That's
You don't know what
facts.
you're doing, but I wouldn't know. I'm a woman of God.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
What was the question again?
But you
It
didn't
was
really
like
answer.
not like your experience, but just like your opinion in general. What was it like? What's your opinion on like how many dates does it take before you're? What was it?
Oh, I agree with
okay
Jesse.
I think
I agree
because
with
me
you.
personally.
I agree with Jesse.
Like I said, I think me and my brother share the same beliefs. So like we believe that if a girl
On
were
this,
to give on
not
the
everything,
first date,
on this,
yeah,
yes.
like if
Yeah.
a girl were to give on the first date, is not a deal breaker, but it would raise some questions.
Yeah.
It would just make me really think about like evaluate the situation. But then also you think about like I said, I don't know. My brother is. I'm not actually looking to do that on the first date, anyways. I'm just trying to get to know you,
Yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah.
I agree because it's like I have like the same beliefs, but when I said like first date, that's just like ties in what Juliana said, just like the culture and everybody, like people just want to go out and have fun, like you
Exactly.
do you. That's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I will say it depends on like when you say going on dates, yeah, because most of the time when you go on a date, you just kind of like want to get to know somebody. For you said the alcohol's flowing. Yeah, if you're going out to a club or a bar, you're going out to do some demon shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going out to be a degenerate. So it's different there. So you might, hook up with someone on like the first time you meet them or whatever. But I agree with Jesse most of the time is if you're going on a date with somebody, like a woman's biggest powers are
Yeah. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
They
That's-
said,
that's
like,
true.
they
That's
said the women hold the power until they give it up.
yeah. And then once it's like, because guys do stuff. That's why like all the what's the best way to explain it? Like, am I allowed to say the word? Just say it.
Intercourses.
The adult industry of all shapes and sizes are so popular because it's like, oh, the guys are trying to look at the box. So once it's like the when people say don't put the pussy on the pedestal, but once you give it up, it's not on the pedestal anymore. The guy's already up here, so he's like, well, what else am I looking for?
Yeah.
But that's immature people. Immature guys think like that. Mature guys be like, well, I'm trying to find a wife, so I want to see other things. So that's why I'm saying I agree with Jesse. It's not a deal breaker because maybe, yeah, she gives it up on the first night, whatever. But, she's caring. She does all these other things. And you're like, you know what? She's still a good woman.
Yeah.
I do have friends who hit on the first night all the time.
Yes.
I have friends who basically I don't know how they do it, but they hit on first night.
And it's
every
not like
single
they some Chris Brown looking mofos.
Yeah.
And they still be doing it. I'm like, how in the world?
I have a theory, okay?
Ew.
I have a theory, okay?
I don't know how, man. I don't know how.
Yeah.
We could end this after this, all right? But I'm gonna tell you the theory, and you guys tell me if this is valid or not. I feel like that more mid-tier guys can get more action because sometimes a girl, like if they just need to get it out of their system,
Yeah.
will sleep with a mid-tier guy that way because that person is like insignificant when they don't have ever to think about it. It's like, I just need to get out of my system. For whatever reason they need to do that, they're like, okay, man, I don't want to like do it with a too attractive guy or too good guy, or because I might get attached. So I'll intentionally sleep with like a lower tier guy, so I get out of my system and then move on and not think about it.
I've definitely heard of that before, but I know like a lot of like females that are like very similar to how you guys are saying, like they're very like resistant to like giving it up. But then there are the other ones that like, but I want to point out that I don't know if Vivian, you feel the same way, but like y'all two are on a freaking mission and I'm not on a mission.
Wait, what? A mission for what?
So I don't date. Like I told you guys about the app, like when I'm on the apps. I don't do that. Like, people don't hit me up. Like,
No, I hit
okay,
you.
that lies.
What I'm saying?
I've gotten approached about dates, but I'm not a date. I'm not a dater.
Okay.
Like, I'm not a good, like, oh, hey, like, like the old school, like, hey, let's go
The
on
wine
a
and
date.
dine
Like,
stuff.
yeah, I've never, like, really been, like,
Wine and died. I got you.
around
I
that.
got
Like,
you.
I've been, taken to get good food, paid for it and everything. But, like, oh, like, it's our first, like in the movies, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's our
like with
first date.
friends, but not like with a person of interest.
Right. I want organic. Like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to make it a scene. Like, oh, hey, like, like this is like, let me take you out on a date. And it's like, let me take you to go eat. Like, I want more organic. So like, that's why I'm saying, like, I think like if it happens and then it happens, right? Like, it's not really, both of you are feeling it. I don't think of it in that sense. Like, of course, if you're taking someone on a date, then yeah, like you're like, like a formal date, you're like, oh, like I'm trying to like, you're evaluating them, but like, I think of like, when I think of relationships to happen for me, like I want it organic. Like I want it to be very,
Facts.
That's fair.
I want like a friend of a friend of a friend, like a distant friend from a faraway land.
You better start asking your friends for their cousins. That's what you need to do.
It's tough out here, honestly. But
is.
like I would like it more organic. Like I don't want it to be like,
That makes sense.
I think that's why I'm thinking of it that way.
Okay.
But I wouldn't know. I'm a woman.
But
of
you
God.
said we're on a mission, and I don't even know what that means.
No, I just meant that like you guys like you guys are taking females out, and I'm not saying you guys do it. I don't know how often you guys are doing it, but I'm saying like you guys are doing it for a purpose.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
got you.
saying?
I
Like,
got you. Mean. I
And
know what you mean.
sometimes like intercourses just happen just because they happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you said, like people go out and stuff, but I don't see anything wrong with it either way. But I know a lot of guys like think the same, but a lot of females do the same. Like they don't off limits.
Hey, low key, this is
Either
my
or.
belief. I think women are actually want it more than men.
They're
Oh,
hornier?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're hornier?
Yes, I think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
women
I
in
think so.
general are like men are just more outward about it. women just keep it to themselves, but their willingness, their want for it is actually higher than men.
Oh yeah,
Gee.
a lot of women.
Yes.
A lot of women have like a lot of sex toys and stuff.
Yeah.
I saw something called the rose. That John is not right.
Yeah. Babe,
I saw a picture. I was like, yo, that is not fair.
did I answer your
How else is compete with this shit?
It looks like a rose.
did I answer your question for you?
Yeah, you did.
You did.
All right. We'll end the show off of that. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed our lovely guests, Juliana and Viv. And we'll catch you next time. Leave a comment, subscribe if you got any questions for these lovely ladies or want us to talk about. Peace.
Peace.